Welcome to our video on plastic pollution and microplastics, where we delve into the urgent environmental crisis affecting our planet. As global plastic production continues to soar, the consequences of plastic waste and its tiny counterparts, microplastics, have become increasingly alarming. Join us as we explore the sources and persistence of these pollutants, their devastating impact on marine ecosystems and human health, and the economic ramifications of this widespread issue. We will also discuss potential solutions and alternatives to mitigate the effects of plastic pollution. 1. Global plastic production. Plastic production has become a staple of modern industrial output, with over 400 million tons being manufactured each year. This astonishing figure reflects the ubiquity of plastic in our daily lives, from packaging to electronics. However, the downside is that a significant portion of this plastic ends up as waste, clogging landfills and polluting natural environments. The sheer volume of plastic produced annually underscores the challenge of managing this material responsibly. As production continues to rise, so does the potential for environmental harm, making it imperative to find solutions to this growing crisis. The reliance on plastic in various sectors also points to the need for sustainable alternatives. 2. Plastic persistence. One of the most concerning aspects of plastic is its durability. Plastics can take hundreds to thousands of years to degrade. While they may eventually fragment into smaller pieces, these microplastics persist in the environment indefinitely. This persistence poses a long-term threat to ecosystems, as plastics continue to accumulate over time. Unlike organic materials that decompose, plastics break down into tinier particles that are just as harmful. The indestructible nature of plastic means it can travel vast distances, polluting areas far from its original source. This persistence is a stark reminder of the lasting impact of our disposable culture. 3. Microplastics defined. Microplastics are small plastic fragments less than 5 millimeters in size. They are often invisible to the naked eye yet have a profound impact on the environment. These tiny particles are categorized into primary and secondary microplastics. Primary microplastics are directly manufactured, such as microbeads in cosmetics, while secondary microplastics result from the breakdown of larger plastic items. Despite their minute size, microplastics are widespread, infiltrating various ecosystems. Their small size allows them to be easily ingested by wildlife, entering food chains and potentially reaching humans. Understanding the nature of microplastics is crucial to addressing their environmental impact. 4. Sources of microplastics. Microplastics originate from several sources, making them a pervasive pollutant. Synthetic textiles, such as polyester, shed microfibers during washing, contributing significantly to microplastic pollution. Tire wear particles, generated by vehicles, are another significant source, as they erode over time and disperse into the atmosphere. Cosmetic products, especially those containing microbeads, also contribute to the problem. Additionally, larger plastic debris breaking down in the environment adds to the microplastic load. These diverse sources highlight the complexity of tackling microplastic pollution, as it involves various industries and everyday activities. 5. Ocean pollution. The oceans bear a heavy burden of plastic pollution, with an estimated 8 million tons of plastic waste entering their waters annually. This pollution results in massive accumulations, such as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, an area of floating plastic debris twice the size of Texas. Such patches are not only eyesores but also dangerous to marine life. The ocean's currents disperse plastic waste across the globe, affecting even the most remote marine habitats. This widespread pollution threatens biodiversity and the health of marine ecosystems. Addressing ocean pollution requires international cooperation and innovative solutions. 6. Impact on marine life. Marine creatures are particularly vulnerable to plastic pollution, often mistaking plastic for food. Ingesting plastic can lead to internal injuries, blockages, or even starvation, as it fills the stomach without providing nutrition. Microplastics are especially concerning, as they can be absorbed by small organisms like plankton, which are fundamental to the marine food web. As these tiny particles move up the food chain, they pose a risk to larger marine animals and, ultimately, humans who consume seafood. The impact on marine life is a poignant illustration of the interconnectedness of ecosystems and the far-reaching effects of pollution. 7. Human health concerns. Microplastics are not just an environmental issue, they also pose potential risks to human health. Humans are exposed to microplastics through various means, including food, drinking water, and even the air we breathe. Seafood, salt, and bottled water are common sources of microplastic ingestion. The health implications of microplastic exposure are still being studied, but concerns include inflammation, hormone disruption, and the potential for toxic chemical exposure. The presence of microplastics in our everyday environment raises questions about long-term health effects and underscores the need for further research and precautionary measures. 8. Land and soil pollution. Plastics and microplastics are not confined to aquatic environments. They also accumulate on land, particularly in soils. Agricultural practices, such as the use of plastic mulch films, contribute to this pollution. The presence of plastics in soil can affect its health and fertility, potentially impacting water retention and crop growth. As plastics degrade, they release microplastics into the soil, which can then be absorbed by plants and enter the food chain. This form of pollution highlights the widespread nature of plastic contamination and its potential impacts on food security and agricultural sustainability. 9. Economic impact. The economic cost of plastic pollution is significant, affecting various sectors. Tourism can suffer as beaches and natural areas become littered with plastic waste, deterring visitors. Fisheries also face challenges, as plastic pollution can harm fish stocks and marine habitats, impacting livelihoods. The cost of cleaning up plastic waste is another economic burden, with governments and organizations spending billions annually to address the problem. These economic impacts underscore the need for effective management and reduction strategies to mitigate the financial toll of plastic pollution. 10. Solutions and alternatives. Addressing plastic pollution requires a multifaceted approach, involving reduction, innovation, and policy. Reducing plastic production and consumption is a critical first step, encouraging the use of biodegradable alternatives and enhancing recycling efforts. Policies such as plastic bans and extended producer responsibility can help shift the burden from consumers to manufacturers, promoting more sustainable practices. Improved waste management systems are essential to prevent plastic from entering the environment. By adopting these solutions, society can work towards reducing the impact of plastic pollution and creating a more sustainable future.